What's up, comic fam, and welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark. It's a brand new year, a brand new week for comics, and there's a lot of good stuff coming out, so let's go ahead and get started. So if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel a whole lot. Ring that notification bell. It'll let you know when future videos are going to drop, and that's really important right now because it just passed that 300 subscriber mark. We hit 302 subscribers right before the New Year's. Big milestone. I appreciate everybody who supported the channel. And to show my appreciation, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'll be announcing the giveaway and how to enter to win and what I'll be giving away this coming week. So turn that notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You do have to be subscribed to win, and that'll be coming out later this week. So let's get right into it. There's a lot of good stuff coming out this week. It looks like they're starting the year strong. And right off the bat, the first thing that I have on my list to pick up is Death Metal issue number 7. This is the conclusion to Death Metal. So I'm excited to see how they're going to tie a bow on this and excited to see what direction they're going to go. They have announced a couple of things that are coming up real fast with DC. We have Future State and the Infinite Frontier following that. We'll probably talk more about those two things on this channel later this week, probably this Sunday night on At Week's End. But for Death Metal 7, I do want to point out there's this beautiful, beautiful John Jang variant from Frankie's Comics. Never seen the Batman Who Laughs look so terrifying. It's an awesome cover. My cover set is on the way, and if you're interested in that, it is at Frankie's Comics. Also coming out this week, we have Strange Adventures issue number 8. So Strange Adventures 7 left us off with a bunch of revelations on what's been going on with Adam and the investigation into the murder. And so I'm excited to see where they're going to go from here. It's been an excellent read. If you're a Tom King fan, it's a must. If you're not a Tom King fan, check it out. You might enjoy it. With these limited runs like this, he knows where the room he has to work in, and he does a really good job of laying his story out. Great pacing, great character development. Just really enjoyed it. Next on my list, I have Hellblazer, Rise and Fall, issue 3 from Tom King. And this is the Black Label imprint. So it's John Constantine unrestricted, and it's been really cool. It's been really hilarious. It's beautiful art. This is a prestige format issue. So they are larger. So there's a lot more room to work with when you're an artist. And it's just a beautiful book, and it's been really fun. And next I have on my list I'm really excited about is DC's Generation Shattered. So this is another one of those branches that lead from Death Metal. So moving forward, DC is going to have this brand new style with their continuity. It's completely loose. Everything that's ever happened in DC Comics, all the way back to the first appearance of Superman, matters. It's all in continuity. It all counts. And how they're going to do this, they'll be explaining in this Generation Shattered. That's why you see this wild hodgepodge team with the first appearance of Batman. So we have Golden Age Batman there with Superboy, Green Lantern, Sinestro. You got Commandy front and center, Booster Gold in there. You got John Henry Irons Steel in there. So it's an awesome looking team, a beautiful variant by Lee Bermejo. Really showcases them, and they're all in their glory. Like, I'm just stunned by how awesome that cover looks. Now, these will be oversized. Will be a slightly bigger price tag on it. I think they're $9.99. So I understand if you're not going to chase both covers, but there's both of them to choose from. And next on my list, we're getting right into it here, is Future State, Superman of Metropolis. This sees Superman's son, Jonathan, grown up and taking over the mantle. And from what I've seen, the first few issues of Future State are also going to be oversized with a slightly bigger price tag. So Superman of Metropolis is one I'll be picking up. We also have the next Batman, where I'm not going to get into who it is. A lot of us know who it is because there's been some variants that spoil it. But there's a Batman that his identity is mysterious. He's going around Gotham where vigilantes are outlawed. And the whole concept for this future Batman right here, the groundwork and foundation was really laid in the past few issues of Detective Comics. If you didn't read that, check it out. You're going to see a lot of characters from that bleed into this story. Also coming out this week, we have Wonder Woman issue number 1, brand new Wonder Woman. This is her first appearance in this, if you don't count the preview issue. But it'd be cool to have. I do have them, but this is her actual first appearance in the comics. So we'll be getting an introduction to her. And then the last Future State one I'm guaranteed going to be picking up is the Flash issue number 1. And we see the Flash family depowered, and Wally West is basically a time wraith. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. I'm excited to see Wally being utilized here, even though it's as a bad guy. I still love the character, love to see him. And this variant that they have for it is absolutely insane. So I'm going to have a hard time choosing between the two of those. I might just have to go with this variant on that, because that is just a beautiful cover, just straight terror. Next on my list, coming from Image Comics, we have crossover issue 3, and this is not the cover A. This is the cover B, McFarlane cover, and there's also numerous variations of the McFarlane cover. As you see, Ellie there is reading a book, and the different variants will have a different book in her hand, from Savage Dragon to Spawn to crossover itself. So be sure to check it out. Look close, see which one you like. If you get your hands on one, this promises to be a big issue. Donnie Cates tweeted out and teased it. I'm excited to see where it goes. I was pumped after issue 1. Issue 2 just made it even better. It looks like they're taking the story in numerous different directions. They're really putting a lot of plot into it really fast. So I'm going to be excited to see how they kind of pave some of it out and where we go from here. Next on my list is a must read if you're not. It's Firepower issue number 7. And this is from Robert Kirkham. The last issue was pretty much the wrap up of the first story arc, and we saw Owen and his family kind of take a loss. So I'm excited to see how they're going to regroup and where they're going to go from here. So that's just been a consistently good read. Beautiful art, great storytelling, simplistic but packed with content. Next on my list, and I think the only guaranteed Marvel pickup for the week for me, is going to be Iron Man issue number 5 from Chris Cantwell. Haven't been overly impressed with this series. I tried it out because it was issue number 1, and it was Alex Ross on the covers. Excited about those two things, and it just hasn't really set in for me. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to continue to pick it up. I keep saying that, but these covers keep being amazing, and I'm not going to cover buy it and not read it. So that's it for my pool list for this week. There are a couple more that might make it into my box. Not sure yet, still thinking on it. But other books I'd like to point out that are coming out this week. If you're a King in Black fan, you have numerous King in Black tie-ins, starting with Venom issue number 32. Then you have Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 10. You have Spider-Woman issue number 8. You have Symbiote Spider-Man issue number 3. And then you have Return of the Valkyries issue number 1. So we have a brand new series starting in the King in Black as well. I'm not sure if it's going to continue after King in Black. But also coming from Marvel, we have the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 56. This is the first story arc following The Last Remain, so it's probably a good jumping on point. Then we have Thor issue number 11 from Donnie Cates. I'm still waiting to see how they take his story and kind of tie him into the King in Black story. I'm expecting he'll show up real soon. And then we have the Eternals issue number 1. We get an issue number 1 in a fresh series before the movie starts getting announcements and starting. So I don't know if there's going to be new characters in this that might pop up in the movie. Might be worth looking into. Probably a decent spec book. At least look before you spec. But from Future State, we also have Harley Quinn issue number 1. It'll be tying into the next Batman timeline. So should be good content in that. And then the last one on my list to check out that I'm on the fence about, I'll probably end up getting it, but it's Future State Swamp Thing issue number 1. So we see that the green has taken over the world and that it's going to need a new avatar. So I know Swamp Thing's getting an ongoing series with a fresh start after Future State when we get into Infinite Frontier. So I'm guessing that this is going to be the new avatar of the green that's introduced in this, unless the timeline's a little bit farther down. I'll talk about that more on my channel this weekend, Sunday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time at Week's End. But that's all that I have for the highlights for this week in comics. Before we go, I'd like to give a big thank you shout out to the Augusta Book Exchange. Paul and Donna over there are fantastic. They're the guardians of my box, the keepers of my comics, and they always ensure that they're safe and protected for me when I get there. Thank you guys so much. And let me know in the comments what you're picking up, if I missed anything that you think I should be reading. And you can always find me on Instagram. I'll have the link to my Instagram page in the description below. So be sure to check out my Instagram. And again, if you haven't already, like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. We have a nice give out video coming real soon. So until next time, I'm Mark. We are